Good morning, everyone. Oh my gosh, trying to get this thing going. I just um, canceled myself. Oh, it's so funny getting this going. So, yeah. Good morning. Um, I think today's Monday. Oh gosh. Okay. Um, hey Jane, good morning. I think it's Monday. Okay, so I was just trying to get everything together here because we have so many exciting things to do. I'm back. Yes, I pressed the wrong button. Apparently, I have to say hi in the comments for me to be able to see the comments, but that's okay. So, so we're going to do some zucchini things today. And I put my knife way over there. And yes, so it's zucchini season, to say the least. And so we're going to do some of those things and some other things. And so, oh, I never really know exactly what to do about the seeds in here. And these are, they're pretty tiny, but it's it's not very enjoyable in the middle of a bigger zucchini. The middle of a bigger zucchini is not so enjoyable. So I am going to slice this in half, and I'm going to try and avoid the seeds. So, let's just see here. Obviously, I'm not a zucchini slicing expert, but what I want to make are zucchini Parmesan fries, which will be super fabulous. Once I decide what I'm going to do. See, that has a little bit of the seed there, so I'm just going to cut that out. Okay. And yeah, so anyways, we're going to, hey, Darlene, good morning. We're just trying to figure out, I don't want to waste the zucchini by cutting out all the seeds because the middle of the zucchini is quite good. And, I've put it in soups and with the seeds, and you can also put the seeds, yeah, like the little centers here, you can put them in the blender with the smoothie, and it's very good for you. So the seeds are good, so I don't really want to waste them, but I don't think I want them in my little fries. So we're just gonna carefully chop these guys up and try to avoid the seeds because they're kind of maybe not as appetizing as the rest when they're in a fry. So we're going to do that. We have some fresh thyme here, and so we're going to be using that too. Thyme is very, very, it's good for so many things. Fresh, you can use it in a tea. It's antiseptic. It is antiviral, to a good extent. It's very antiviral. So it's a nice little thing to add to your teas, especially as, I don't want to say it, but as the winter comes along, good morning. As the winter comes along, thyme will be a really good thing just to add, and there's so many different types of thyme. It's hard to say. There's lemon thyme, there's, oh my gosh, like I have many varieties in my garden. So there's like a creeping thyme, a woolly thyme, a lemon thyme. Oh my gosh, I think there's even a coconut thyme. There's so many different types of thyme, and they are really amazing. And so I encourage you to, to make some into tea, and super easy to grow. Honestly, it lasts all winter, through the winter. There's no reason really for you to have to use dried thyme unless it's something in a specific recipe. And that's good too. But if you're looking for the medicinal properties of the thyme, then, you should make sure it's fresh. It can be fresh dried as well. Like you can dry this and it'll be as good. Actually, it'll be better than using it fresh in a tea if you're using it medicinally, because Look at this cute little guy. Isn't he cute? I'm going to use him next. Yeah, so you want to use it in a tea. Anything medicinal in a herb that you're using for tea, it is better to use it when it's dried, because when you dry it, it breaks down the cell walls. Oh, that's pretty tough on the skin, isn't it? Maybe I don't want to, maybe I need to peel it. Let's see. We'll try it. We'll try and cut it first. Well, I thought I took the end off. Maybe I didn't take the end off. No, this is a very tough zucchini. I don't know much about growing them, and I don't know much about different varieties, but I'm just going to take a little, I'm going to try and cut through it to see if I want to use the skin, because this one has a nice soft skin. And yeah, definitely not chewable, never mind digestible. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. I'm going to take a little piece of the center. So for all the gardening experts out here, hey Linda, how you doing? What do you think happened? What do you think happened to my zucchini? That the skin, it's just a little zucchini and the skin is so tough. Like maybe it's not matured. I'm a herbalist, I'm not a gardener, and I'm not a professional cook, and so I have absolutely no idea what's going on here, but the middle tastes fine. So I guess I just have to peel it. I don't know why the skin's so tough. So I hate to bother you guys by running and getting a peeler. So I always like to keep something extra in case things go wrong, and they usually do. When we're doing this, we love to experiment with different foods and different ideas, and I like trying new things in front of you guys, which often ends up being really, really entertaining, to say the least. Sometimes, and sometimes it's just funny, and sometimes it's just embarrassing, but better for me to make the mistakes than you. So, hey, Amy, hi. So I do have a spare zucchini here. So let's give this one a try. This is a beautiful, beautiful zucchini that was gifted to me. And it feels like, I'm going to go, I want my fries to be basically the same width. So I'm going to go like this. And you know what? It's going to make it really nice because I'll have the smooth green skin fries and the speckled skin fries, which will make it super awesome. And definitely this zucchini feels like, yeah, the skin is perfect. So we can use that. So I will put this aside, and I'm going to put that in my dinner because I chewed on it. Other important thing, always wash your vegetables before you put them in the fridge, because it just makes it so much easier. If your veggies are pre-washed and you go into the fridge, you can just grab a handful. You know, I don't even take the bags out and put them on the counter like the bag broccoli or cauliflower or carrots or whatever. I just go into the fridge with a knife, and I have them in the little cloth bags, and I keep the tops open so that it's easy to just open up the crisper drawer and just take your knife and hack off a hunk of broccoli or cauliflower, or, you know, grab a couple carrots that are washed, or a piece of zucchini or whatever. It just saves so much time to me, I think, because, you know, I'm not getting the vegetables out of the bag and then having to, you know, wash each one and then put them back in. And honestly, you know, I can't even be bothered to bring the bags out. So why do that? You know, hey, Maple, hi, everybody's here today. So, so that's just one of the little time saver things that I do, is to make sure the veggies are pre-washed. And of course, nowadays, everything has to be super washed. So I guess, you know, people have really gotten used to making sure that everything is washed before you put it in the fridge, for sure. Like for a lot of people, wash it before you bring it into the house. So yeah, it all depends on how comfortable you are with everything. And so I just have a small dish here because there's just two of us. So I'm thinking this is probably enough zucchini, And this is the really beautiful ones from the garden. And so I think that's going to be enough for tonight's dinner. So what we're going to do here, we've saved, because that was a pretty big zucchini, we've saved the middle parts of the zucchini with the seeds, you know, the part that isn't really going to be that pleasant for just chewing on, whether it's cooked or raw. So these are really, really great to add to your smoothie and or soups or whatever you want with the little seeds, because it's all really good for you. So we're going to take these and we're going to make a little bit of a breading. So right here I have basil. Almost forgot. I have some basil. This is dried. We're going to add fresh thyme. It's a beautiful thyme, and like I was saying, with the times, it's important to have time. T-I-M-E and T-H-Y-M-E, because thyme is antiviral. Very important. It's antiviral. If you want to drink it as a tea, especially this winter, it's beneficial. You can drink it dried. I mean, you know, if you drink it dry, like let the fresh stuff dry first, it breaks down the cell walls so that the medicinal constituents are more easily absorbed, right? So it'll draw out the medicine and the antiviral properties and everything if it's dried, because the cell walls hold on to the medicine, you know, in most herbs most of the time. And so, yeah, so you can dry this, but you can also use it fresh. This is fresh thyme, and there are so many different thymes, you know, lemon thyme, all kinds of different thymes, and so they all have the antiviral properties. So I encourage you to either, if you don't have a thyme plant, get a thyme plant of some sort and keep it for the winter, and you can dry it or you can just keep it live. Either way, you know, it's fantastic for cooking, as well as fantastic as an antiviral. And the other thing that's also antiviral, but not quite, you know, it's a herb that I have relied on through the years a lot as an antiviral, and that is rosemary. Well, I'm losing my voice. I'll have a little bit of chakra tea so the chakra tea is just a beautiful blue. And I have a beautiful butterfly pea plant flower in it as well. It comes with the butterfly pea plant flowers with my chakra tea, and then it turns all different colors, like from yellow to red to orange to brown to everything. And it's super pretty, and it's super, super good for you. My chakra tea, I have some right here that I sell. So back to the thyme and the rosemary. So I was talking about the rosemary, and the rosemary is something that I've always used as like a disinfectant when I spray. You know, I make it into a spray, and then I spray it around, like, especially when I was traveling a lot. I was traveling and teaching a lot. And so I would spray it on the door handles and all the surfaces, like all the surfaces. Rosemary, eucalyptus, often tea tree, and lavender. And anyway, so rosemary is one of my go-tos when I think antiviral. But apparently the studies for this particular virus, the COVID, the studies have shown that the thyme actually is more powerful for protection than the rosemary, which I was quite surprised. So the thyme is more important than you would think, and so definitely start drinking some thyme tea. And actually, you know what, I'm going to throw the rest of these into my chakra tea. Yeah, and because it's as well as with rosemary, because it's a more woody, thicker, denser leafed plant, you want to actually steep it for a while, or even simmer it is even better, to draw those medicinal qualities out, because just pouring the hot water on is nice, but it's not really hot enough, long enough to draw it out as a medicine. So it's two different ways of using it, as a food or as a medicine. Okay, so back to the recipe. We have here, I'm so slow today, we have here Basil. Why do I keep forgetting basil? And we have basil and thyme. We're going to add some oregano, which is another one for antiviral. Obviously, like pretty much everybody on the planet has used oil of oregano for colds and flus. So for sure, grow some oregano. It grows super, super easy. And you can drink it in a tea too. I don't find it quite as tasty as the thyme. But if you grow it, what you can do is you can actually make like an oregano olive oil, which we did here before. We did an oregano in, this particular one's in apple cider vinegar, and it's actually grown a mother with it. Or you can do the oregano in the olive oil. In the olive oil, if you do fresh oregano or dried oregano in the olive oil to make like an oil, of course it's not going to be anywhere near as powerful as what you buy in the store because it's quite concentrated, but it's still beneficial. So you can still use your oregano and put it in like a crock pot on low warm with olive oil and draw all the medicine out and use that as well. So it's helpful. It's not as powerful, of course, but it is helpful. Okay, so the other ingredient we're going to use here is we are going to use our fantastic nutritional yeast, which has so many health benefits. It's really good for your immune system. It has protein. It tastes cheesy for people that don't want to do dairy or that want to be more plant-based. It has the B vitamins, but especially B3, but a lot of vegans take it for the B12, but it doesn't naturally have B12. Usually they fortify it with B12. So then it is a good source of B12 if it's fortified. And most of them are, because that's kind of what it's been highly used for and promoted. So, okay, so we have nutritional yeast. We're going to add some of this granulated garlic. Or no, sorry, this is minced garlic. I get so confused. Minced garlic, and then we're going to add granulated garlic. And I use a lot of fresh garlic, but I find it it takes me so long to peel, and you guys are sitting here watching me. So I tend to use less of it than I really do on here, but I do use a lot of it. So, hey Barb, good morning. Hi everybody. Oh gosh. Okay, so I am going to just chop up a piece of my beautiful flying skinned garden garlic out of my garden. I'm just gonna, if you do that, it usually splits right open, and it makes it a little easier to peel. So it all depends, on how fresh it is. Like the fresher it is, I found that the stickier and harder it can be to peel. Okay, so, and then there's, I've had so many garlic presser, mincer, cutters, and this seems to work pretty good, just kind of smashing it down, and it depends what you're doing. I had one good one. Oh my God, I love that thing, and I can't find it anymore. And it was actually, I'm going to try and sprinkle this, even though it's not very sprinkleable. I had a garlic peeler, and it actually, you guys might have seen it. See, it gets so sticky. It looked like a garlic, like a white garlic, and it was cut in half, and you took it apart, and it had like little sort of teeth in it, and you put the garlic in, and you went like this with it, and it was like the super easiest thing to clean ever. It was just so awesome, and it finally broke and cracked, and so I can't find another one. Anyway, back to the recipe. Okay, so we're going to add some of the Earth Island Parmesan, which is super, super awesome. But we're going to use my little wet cloth here to just get that sticky garlic off my fingers. And then go on to the Parmesan. This stuff is amazing. I love it. Excuse me, I need another sip of my beautiful my chakra and my butterfly pea plant. I'm eating my herbs. So awesome. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna put the zucchini in here into the bowl with the herbs and all of the things. Oh, we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil as well. And so a little bit of olive oil here. I often don't use oil in my recipes, but in this case, it is going to really add to the flavor. And then, of course, you're going to add the Celtic sea salt, which I really like a lot. It's very minerally. It has mineral content to it. I think a little bit more so than even the Celtic sea or Himalayan sea salt. Okay. Oh my goodness. Hang on a second. Oh, okay. Just gonna rinse my hands off here. Oh my gosh. You gotta hate it when that happens, right? But anyway, what are you gonna do? I have had, that's one of the reasons that I really advocate a lot of lung herbs and that kind of thing, because I do have a lung issue, and so I am a certified herbalist, and I've studied the COVID quite a bit, a lot, like intensely, because that would be a susceptibility for me. And you want to have a look at whatever your specific genetic predispositions are, whatever those I hate to call it weaker, but the weaker areas that you have. And so yeah, so when you have, whether it's like pancreas or intestinal or digestive or arthritis or all those different things, right? So those are the areas that you want to support. And, you know, I grew up on the most horrible diet ever, and definitely did quite a bit of early on damage. And so so I work with that all the time. And you can't, you know, there's some things you just that you just get this reminder, right? So when you have back pain, it's a reminder that there's inflammation happening, and something is contributing or causing to that, or I mean causing contributing to that pain and that inflammation, so that you either don't do those things, which is like picking things up and bending the wrong way and not using your legs and all that kind of thing. And also eating the wrong food. So there are many, many inflammatory foods, but it all depends on why they're inflammatory. Okay, I'm going to carry on here. I just added a little bit of cayenne. I'm going to add some paprika too. But like when there's pain and inflammation, if it's affecting your bones in your back or whatever, joints, that kind of thing, structural, then it's it can be, what's causing the inflammation can be a lot of oil, like the wrong oil, fried fats, fried foods. I hate it when people leave the doors open and the flies come in. And so anyways, a lot of fried food. So like for some people, they would inflame with their back or their, whatever their issue is, with, I'll use a fork for the paprika. It could be potato chips, it could be French fries, it could be fish and chips. Often it's a cooked oil that will create an inflammation in an arthritic feeling condition, like if it feels that kind of thing. Whereas if you have inflammation and it's intestinal digestive related, then you would be more prone to things like lectin sensitivities and nightshade sensitivities and that kind of thing, but that would be more related to affecting the digestive system, which is creating the inflammation and often a leaky gut syndrome, and so the end result of that would be the back pain. So it all depends on where your weakness is, and then it depends on what you've done with your body over the years and where your weak areas are, and then you would go into working with repairing that, because it can. Your body will repair. You cut yourself, it's going to try and heal. You know, anything that happens to you, your body's going to try and heal and maintain at least a balance or homeostasis to the best of its ability. So to provide the tools for that, it's really important, but also to work with the root cause and not just avoid things, you know, if that makes sense. Yeah, so we all have to work with what we have. And unfortunately, that's what I have. And it's just such a, you know, annoying, but it's not painful. So, you know, you have to be thankful for the little things. Okay, so back to the recipe. We have the zucchini, we have the thyme, we have the oregano, we have basil, we have nutritional yeast, we have olive oil, Celtic sea salt, granulated garlic, minced garlic, Parmesan. It's the Earth Island plant-based Parmesan. And I'm just gonna, I don't know if you guys can see this. So isn't that beautiful? I just love the colors. So we have the paprika, a little bit of cayenne. And so we're just coating it with this. So this is like also to, you can see that the nutritional yeast kind of coats it like breadcrumbs, right? But there are no breadcrumbs. So this is totally gluten-free, totally plant-based, and it is coating with the help of the little bit of olive oil. So you just put it all in there like that, and then we can, it's so pretty like that. We can put it in our dish here, our baking dish, and I think I will add just a teensy bit of olive oil to the bottom just so that it doesn't stick. And then when I put it in the oven, I am going to add water to it. And you know, I'm so undecided. I could go like this for each one, or I could dump them in and try and straighten them out. My tendency typically is to just dump them in and try and straighten them out, but I do want to take a picture. So you guys know me and my pictures. I have about, I don't know, a couple hundred videos on my YouTube channel. So if you want to check that out, it's 15-minute healthy foods, and super easy. And then for my Instagram too, I have a lot of food pictures. So yeah, so I work with food a lot. I'm a, as well as being a certified herbalist, I'm a natural health consultant. And that's how most of us who are into health got into it. Dump them in. I know, right? I usually do. Just dump them in. But I do want to take a picture. So, for most of us that get into natural health and healing, we often get into it because of health issues of our own. In my experience, all the herbalists that I work with and all the natural health people that I work with have had health issues, and that is usually why we do what we do. And you'll often find that with like acupuncturists or, you know, not necessarily massage therapists, or at least, you know, the ones I know, but all those kinds of things, right? They get into it because they've had the health issues. And so lungs are my specialty for me, because that's what I'm dealing with. And then my, I'm going to put this in. This is going to be really super, super lovely. Look. Wait. There. It has to be even. And I am so not OCD, but I do like a nice picture. Okay, so there they are. Aren't they beautiful? So, so anyway, yeah, so I work a lot. I'm going to set them like that so you guys can see them. I work a lot with that lung issues, respiratory issues, and then my husband has the structural issues, back issues, joint issues, that kind of thing. And so I have learned to do all those things, to learn about herbs, learn about nutrition, learn about massage, learn about staying healthy. And I have to say, we are much healthier than we were when we were young in so many ways, as far as being able to do what we want to do, because we try and keep that balance and stay on top of, try and stay on top of aging. Yeah, right. But anyway, we're in pretty good shape, you know, considering for how very old I am. Not too bad a shape. So it is really important to work with what you have and to understand what you have, to find out. How do you work towards personal health? One meal at a time. Okay, so Mona, yeah, how do you work with personal health? One meal at a time, quite overwhelming. You know, I mean, there are so many rules and it's so very confusing. You know, if you listen to, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't have nightshades, you shouldn't, you know, everything, you shouldn't. It all boils down to vegetables. It really does. You know, your vegetables are going to, you know, they don't have the nutrition that they used to 50 years ago. You know, carrots had, you know, this much vitamin A and blah, blah, and they don't have what they used to have, but still they're very alkalizing. And anything that is painful is acidic. It's an acid environment. The acid is creating the inflammation and the pain. So yeah, you can go with one meal at a time. It's simplest way to start to actually feel the difference. And that's the important thing, is if you do something, I'm trying to remember what I'm supposed to be doing here. If you do something that you feel a difference, then you will keep doing that, right? So yeah, so eliminating things from your diet is it stops that trigger. It stops that immune response, but it doesn't heal anything. I mean, it may over time, if you eliminate it over time, but the problem is people have a hard time eliminating a lot of things or a long period of time because often they don't know exactly what it is that they're, you know, what or why they're eliminating. So what I find, first thing I usually do is I get people onto veggie smoothies, if they will, veggie smoothies with just hardly any fruit. And the other thing that you'll find a huge difference immediately is greens. Like, get a good quality greens products that has a really expensive first ingredient like spirulina. It's worth it, because if you do the greens in water or in liquid, but preferably do your greens in water every morning, your energy will come up and you will feel good. And once you start to feel good, then you are internally encouraged. You feel like trying to do better. You have the energy to actually want to make a smoothie. You have the energy to actually want to work with vegetables and with different things. Because if you feel really tired and really, you know, in pain and debilitated, you don't feel like doing anything. And so you have to start to feel better first, number one. And greens are the fastest, quickest way of doing that. And there are other supplements that I find work super well for, you know, to add to that. But it's like people that are allergic to nightshades and lectins, you know, eliminating that is all good, but you're eliminating, if you're really eliminating your lectins and your nightshades, you've eliminated half the food that's good for you. So typically, you know, so you've got your beans, your grains, your legumes, your protein sources, your tomatoes, your potatoes, your whatever, eggplant, that doesn't really count because not that many people eat it, I don't think. But those things have value. If you're not going to eat any rice, any quinoa, all of those have lectins too, you know. So no peas, no beans. Like, seriously, you need to work on the problem. You need to work on healing that digestive issue. So eliminating is fine for stopping it from reoccurring, which is awesome. And you know, if you need to do that, you need to do that. You need to eliminate, but don't just eliminate. Start to work with the healing. And it's so easy to heal the intestinal and digestive system. It is so easy. That's been one of the things that's really bothered me over the years is that, you know, people don't really, you know, we should learn food and nutrition when we're in school. People don't know, right? And they don't know, and then they don't, you can't do better if you don't know better, right? So so I think that it should be something out there for most people to be able to access that information. And slippery elm is one really great thing for, I got a little piece of paper in there. from the label. I'll put it over here. Slippery elm is one thing that's really helpful. Aloe vera, you know, things that are alkaline, things that are soothing, things that are healing for the intestine. So you guys are probably wondering what I'm doing here. And for losing weight, that's a whole different thing. Like, there are so many ways that people do to lose weight. If you eat nothing but vegetables, you're going to lose weight. And I know it sounds a little overwhelming to eat vegetables, and that's why I do what I do, because you're watching me do it every single day, and it's pretty easy, and it's a lot easier than you would think. You just have to be creative. That's the hard part. The hard part is being creative. Well, what do I do with the zucchini? What do I do with, you know, carrots for the third time this week? You know, it's coming up with ideas. And I find one of the things that I do when I do my food coaching is I say, you know, throughout the day, think about what you're going to do. Like, have a look in the fridge, see what you've got, and then start thinking about what your plan is. And if you think about it beforehand, in between, you know, your job, or if you're working, you know, during your coffee break or whatever, whenever you get a chance to think by yourself, to just think of the plan. Okay, I'm going to start boiling the potatoes, or I'm going to peel the carrots, or I'm going to chop the salad, or whatever. And if you kind of run that through your head during the day before the evening, it's like you're pre-programmed as to what's happening. It seems less overwhelming. You know, I've done that before. If I know the plan, then I can just fly at it, and I don't feel like, oh my God, you know, if you've worked all day and you're just like, I don't really feel like starting that. But if you have the plan in your head, it's helpful. There are many other ways and tricks. Okay, so you got me all carried away here, so, which is awesome. I love it. So nice to have this Facebook Live and to be able to interact and have conversations. So this is probably way too much cream. I'm going to take some out. This is the coconut. This particular, I'm quite liking this. I don't know. It's not organic. I don't know how good it is. It says guaranteed quality. Never believe that. No, I don't know. I have no idea. But it tastes really good, and it has a really heavy cream layer on this particular brand, the Tropic Isle. And so what I kind of wanted to do was have, like, this is, I'm going to guess that this is like a 1/4 cup of dates, and I did soak them. Not telling you guys what I'm doing here. I did soak them a little bit in water. These are the chopped dates that you get in the package. It's not nearly as nice as the whole ones and chop yourself, but I was in a hurry, and I knew I just wanted to do this quickly for you guys and make it super easy for you so you can do it too. Okay, so the little chopped dates, I'm going to say that's more like a 1/2 cup of the coconut milk from the can. And what we're going to add to this is just a teensy bit of vanilla. And I'm going to show you something real quick here. Okay, so, and again, you guys know it. I am always experimenting, and I never know what my Vitamix or my magic bullet. It's not a magic bullet either. It's something I got at a garage sale, and I need a whole bunch of these, or I need a magic bullet, so because I want to do something really cool for you guys, and I don't have enough of these little things, or the tops, bottoms, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, okay, so this is a miracle blender. I don't even know where that name came from, but we're gonna give this a shot, see what happens. Okay, it's held up pretty good so far. All right, here we go. But I was waiting for it to catch the chunks, like for the last chunk. You could do this in the Vitamix. It would be probably way easier, but what I find is that because it's such a big container, it blows everything up on the sides, and then you have a harder time for the blade to catch the stuff. which brings me to the discussion about enzymes, which I have discussed with you before and explained how that works and why not to drink fluid water with meals, and we'll talk about that again another day. Okay, so this did work, and see how clean utensil, here's a clean utensil. See, look how nice that is. That's a this is like a whipped cream, a caramel cream, caramel tasting. Okay, so if you wanted to, what you can do with this, like you can see it's, how can I put it in so you can see it better? Oh wow, that's a dangerous place to put it, because that's not really the plan. But it sure looks good. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so you're not supposed to eat that straight up. That'd be pretty rich, but oh my god, how decadent. Anyway, what we're doing is we're just putting it on a banana, and this is a caramel sauce? No, sauce. Where's the word, you guys? Where's the word? It's a caramel drizzle. Oh, I lost my words. It's no wonder. Okay, so we're just going to go like this with the bananas, or anything, any fruit. And this would be really good if you were to actually even add coconut to it, or my favorite, chocolate, anything. Add chocolate, anything to this. So there's your little banana, and then the idea is to, you could add a little bit of almond milk to this if you want it to drizzle better, which might be an idea. Or the other thing you could add to it is maple syrup would make it drizzle nicer. Or anything like that. I'm not too concerned, but isn't that beautiful? I need color. What do you think, you guys? Oh, hey, look it. There's the juice from the soaked dates. Oh, that's nice. Oh, lovely. That helps. Okay, so there you go. We still need a little color, and I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but you guys can let me know. And that's why it's so much fun to hang out with you guys and to share recipes and ideas. And thank you for your patience with me and my craziness. And so yeah, so cinnamon might be good on that. Okay, you'll have to let me know. You have to let me know what I can do to improve this picture, this photo. Oh, that looks pretty. Good idea. Okay. Anyway, awesome. We will see you guys tomorrow morning, and thank you for hanging out and sharing ideas and having patience with me. And this is going to be just lovely. And so we'll see you tomorrow morning at 11. Let me know if you have any requests or anything in particular that you want me to share or try to do. Okay, we'll see you in the morning.